Delete all footage from today's arrest immediately. People like him always try to claim police brutality, so we need to protect ourselves from their lies. The aggressive cover-up command came from Police Officer Derek Patterson as he frantically attempted to erase his body camera footage after arresting the black man. He believed deleting the files would hide his misconduct forever, completely unaware that IT specialist Monica Rodriguez could recover every second of footage from backup servers and destroy his 12-year police career. Let me take you back to that rainy Thursday evening when technology became both weapon and shield in the battle for justice. Marcus Thompson was having the kind of day that made him question whether things would ever get easier. The 31-year-old electrician had just finished a grueling 12-hour shift rewiring an office building downtown. His work boots were soaked from puddles, and his truck had started making an ominous grinding noise on the drive home. He was 3 blocks from his apartment in Oakland when he noticed the police cruiser following him. Marcus had grown up in the neighborhood, knew the unspoken rules of survival, and immediately began driving with extra caution. Signal every lane change, full stops at every sign, hands visible on the steering wheel. Officer Derek Patterson, 38, was nearing the end of what he considered a disappointing shift. His arrest numbers were down for the month, his supervisor had been pressuring him about productivity, and he was looking for an opportunity to demonstrate his value to the department. When he spotted the pickup truck with a black driver, Patterson saw potential. The traffic stop began with Patterson activating his lights and Marcus immediately pulling over in a well-lit parking lot. What happened next would become the center of a digital forensics investigation that would shake the Oakland Police Department to its core. "License and registration," Patterson demanded as he approached the truck, his body camera faithfully recording every second of the interaction. "Yes, sir," Marcus replied respectfully, keeping his hands visible as he reached for his wallet. "May I ask what this stop is about?" Patterson's camera captured Marcus's polite demeanor, his immediate compliance, his obvious exhaustion from a long workday. It also captured Patterson's immediate escalation. "Don't question my authority. Step out of the vehicle immediately," Patterson ordered, his hand moving to his service weapon. "Officer, I'm happy to step out, but can you please tell me what I did wrong?" Marcus asked, still maintaining a respectful tone despite his growing concern. The body camera recorded Patterson's response. "You were driving suspiciously. People like you are always up to something in this neighborhood." "People like me," Marcus repeated, confusion evident in his voice. Patterson realized he'd revealed his bias too clearly, but instead of de-escalating, he doubled down. "Get out of the truck now before this gets worse for you." Marcus complied immediately, hands raised, movements slow and deliberate. The body camera captured his full cooperation, his respectful demeanor, his obvious attempt to avoid any confrontation. But Patterson was looking for confrontation. What happened next would have remained buried in Patterson's version of events, if not for the technology he forgot he was wearing. The body camera captured every second as Patterson began searching Marcus's truck without consent, without probable cause, and without legal justification. "What are you looking for, officer?" Marcus asked, as Patterson rifled through his work tools and personal belongings. "Shut up and keep your hands where I can see them," Patterson snapped, his search becoming increasingly aggressive. The camera recorded Patterson's growing frustration as he found nothing illegal. No drugs, no weapons, no contraband of any kind. Marcus was exactly what he appeared to be, a working man heading home after a long day. But Patterson had committed to this stop, had already invested his authority in finding something wrong. When the search yielded nothing, he made a decision that would haunt him forever. "Turn around and put your hands behind your back," Patterson ordered. "Sir, what am I being arrested for?" Marcus asked, genuine confusion in his voice. "Resisting arrest and obstruction of justice," Patterson replied, reaching for his handcuffs. The body camera captured Marcus's bewildered response. "How can I be resisting arrest when you haven't told me what I'm being arrested for?" Patterson's answer revealed everything. "Don't get smart with me, boy. People like you always think you know better than police." The body camera documented the entire arrest. Marcus's continued cooperation, his respectful questions, his obvious confusion about why he was being detained. It also captured Patterson's increasingly aggressive behavior and discriminatory language. "You're under arrest for possession of illegal substances," Patterson announced as he handcuffed Marcus. "Officer, you searched my truck and didn't find any illegal substances," Marcus replied calmly. "I found marijuana residue," Patterson lied, knowing his camera was recording every word. "That's not true, and you know it," Marcus said, his voice remaining controlled despite the injustice. The body camera captured Patterson's next statement, which would become crucial evidence in the federal investigation that followed. "Truth is whatever I say it is, and my word carries more weight than yours ever will." As Patterson transported Marcus to the county jail, the body camera continued recording his commentary. "This is what happens when people like you don't know their place. You think you can question authority, but the badge always wins." By the time they reached the jail, Patterson had created a narrative of drug possession, resisting arrest, and obstruction of justice, all captured on video as complete fabrications. After booking Marcus at the county jail, Patterson returned to the police station and immediately went to work on his report. He described a traffic stop where Marcus had been acting suspiciously, became belligerent and uncooperative, and was found in possession of marijuana residue consistent with drug use. But as Patterson wrote his fabricated report, he began to worry about one thing: his body camera. Unlike his previous encounters, where he'd simply forgotten to activate the device, Patterson had been wearing it throughout the entire arrest. Every lie he had told, every discriminatory comment he had made, every illegal action he had taken was recorded in high-definition video. That's when Patterson decided to commit the crime that would ultimately destroy his career: evidence tampering. "Delete all footage from today's arrest immediately," Patterson commanded himself as he accessed the body camera upload system. "People like him always try to claim police brutality, so we need to protect ourselves from their lies." Patterson believed that deleting the files from the primary server would eliminate all evidence of his misconduct. But what he didn't understand was that Oakland PD's IT infrastructure included automatic backup systems, cloud storage redundancy, and digital forensics capabilities that made his deletion attempt both futile and criminal. Monica Rodriguez, 29, was the IT systems specialist responsible for Oakland PD's body camera program. She designed the current system with multiple fail-safes specifically to prevent evidence tampering, and she took pride in maintaining the integrity of digital evidence. When Monica ran her weekly audit of body camera uploads, she noticed an anomaly in Officer Patterson's files. The system showed that footage had been uploaded from his device, but the files had been manually deleted within hours of upload. This was unusual. Standard protocol required supervisory review before any footage could be removed from the system, and Monica had received no authorization for Patterson's deletion. More concerning was the metadata trail. The system logs showed that Patterson had accessed the body camera server using his personal login credentials and manually deleted files without following proper evidence handling procedures. Monica immediately flagged the incident and began her investigation. What she discovered would expose a pattern of misconduct that had been hidden for years. Using digital forensics tools that Patterson didn't know existed, Monica began recovering the deleted footage from backup service. The Oakland PD system was designed with triple redundancy. Even if files were deleted from the primary server, copies remained on backup systems and cloud storage. Within 24 hours, Monica had recovered every second of Patterson's body camera footage from Marcus Thompson's arrest. What she saw made her immediately contact her supervisor and the department's Internal Affairs Division. The recovered footage contradicted every major claim in Patterson's arrest report. Instead of the suspicious and belligerent behavior Patterson had described, the video showed Marcus being respectful, cooperative, and clearly confused about why he was being stopped. Most damaging was the audio, which captured Patterson's discriminatory language and his admission that truth is whatever I say it is. Detective Lieutenant Sarah Chen had seen plenty of misconduct cases during her 15 years with Internal Affairs, but Patterson's case stood out for the brazenness of both his original misconduct and his attempt to cover it up. "Officer Patterson," Chen said during his interview, "you're aware that we've recovered the body camera footage that you attempted to delete." Patterson's face went pale. "I don't know what you're talking about. There were technical problems with my camera that day." Chen played a snippet of the recovered audio, Patterson's voice saying, "Truth is whatever I say it is, and my word carries more weight than yours ever will." "Technical problems?" Chen asked. "The footage is crystal clear, Officer Patterson. We have you on video making discriminatory statements, conducting an illegal search, and fabricating evidence." Patterson tried to maintain his denial. "That footage has been tampered with. It doesn't show the full context of what happened. The metadata shows you personally deleted these files from our server," Chen continued. "That's evidence tampering, which is a felony. Combined with the civil rights violations we see in the footage, you're facing federal charges." The interview ended with Patterson invoking his right to counsel, but the evidence against him was overwhelming. The FBI's Civil Rights Division received the case referral within 48 hours of Internal Affairs completing their initial investigation. Special Agent Maria Santos, who specialized in police misconduct cases, recognized immediately that Patterson's actions constituted federal crimes. "This isn't just local misconduct," Santos told her supervisor. "We have evidence tampering, civil rights violations under color of law, and systematic discrimination that suggests a pattern of behavior." The federal investigation revealed that Patterson's attempt to delete evidence was part of a broader pattern. Analysis of his body camera usage over the previous 3 years showed suspicious gaps in footage during arrests of minority suspects, suggesting that evidence deletion had been Patterson's standard practice. Santos's team also discovered that Patterson had received multiple complaints about discriminatory behavior, but these complaints had been dismissed by supervisors without proper investigation. Marcus Thompson spent 3 days in county jail before making bail, fired from his job at the electrical company due to his arrest, and facing criminal charges that could result in years in prison. His life had been destroyed by lies, but he was determined to fight back. Attorney David Kim, who specialized in police misconduct cases, took Marcus's case after reviewing the recovered body camera footage. "Marcus, this video completely exonerates you and exposes systematic criminal behavior by Officer Patterson. Can we get the charges dismissed?" "The charges against you will be dismissed," Kim confirmed. "But more importantly, this case is going to result in federal prosecution of Officer Patterson and significant civil rights reforms in Oakland PD." Kim immediately filed motions to have all charges against Marcus dismissed and began preparing a federal civil rights lawsuit against both Patterson and the Oakland Police Department. 6 months after the arrest, a federal grand jury indicted Derek Patterson on multiple felony charges: civil rights violations under color of law, 18 U.S.C. 242, evidence tampering, 18 U.S.C. 1519, obstruction of justice, 18 U.S.C. 1503, computer fraud and abuse, 18 U.S.C. 1030. Each charge carried potential sentences of up to 20 years in federal prison. Patterson's attempt to delete evidence transformed a misconduct case into a serious federal criminal prosecution. U.S. Attorney Jennifer Walsh announced the indictment at a press conference. Officer Patterson's actions represent a fundamental betrayal of his oath and the public trust. Not only did he violate Marcus Thompson's constitutional rights, but he attempted to destroy evidence to cover up his crimes. The announcement sent shockwaves through law enforcement agencies across California as officers realized that evidence tampering would be prosecuted as a federal crime.
Monica Rodriguez found herself at the center of a federal criminal trial as the prosecution's key witness on digital evidence recovery. Her testimony would be crucial in proving that Patterson had intentionally deleted evidence to cover up his misconduct. Ms. Rodriguez, Prosecutor James Miller asked, "Can you explain how you recovered the footage that Officer Patterson deleted?" Monica's testimony was clear and devastating. Officer Patterson believed that deleting files from the primary server would destroy all evidence. He didn't understand that our system maintains automatic backups on multiple servers and cloud storage systems. His deletion attempt was actually recorded in our audit logs. The jury listened as Monica explained how Patterson's own digital actions had created a trail of evidence proving his intent to obstruct justice. "In your expert opinion," Miller continued, "was this deletion accidental or intentional?" "Absolutely intentional," Monica replied. "The system requires multiple confirmations to delete body camera footage. Officer Patterson deliberately circumvented safety protocols designed to prevent exactly this kind of evidence tampering." Patterson's federal trial began 14 months after his arrest of Marcus Thompson. The evidence against him was overwhelming. His own body camera footage, metadata proving evidence tampering, testimony from digital forensics experts, and a pattern of misconduct spanning years. Defense attorney Robert Stone tried to argue that Patterson had made errors of judgment rather than committing intentional crimes, but the recovered footage made that defense impossible. The jury heard Patterson's voice saying truth is whatever I say it is, and watched him conduct an illegal search without probable cause. They saw him fabricate drug charges and make discriminatory statements throughout the arrest. Most damaging was the evidence tampering itself. Monica Rodriguez's testimony proved that Patterson had deliberately attempted to destroy evidence of his misconduct, demonstrating consciousness of guilt and intent to obstruct justice. Marcus Thompson testified about the impact of Patterson's lies on his life: job loss, legal expenses, damage to his reputation, and the trauma of being falsely imprisoned. After 3 days of deliberation, the jury returned guilty verdicts on all counts. Federal Judge Catherine Liu sentenced Derek Patterson to 8 years in federal prison, 3 years of supervised probation, and ordered him to pay $125,000 in restitution to Marcus Thompson. "Officer Patterson," Judge Liu said during sentencing, "you violated your oath, betrayed the public trust, and attempted to destroy evidence of your crimes. Your actions didn't just harm Marcus Thompson. They damaged the relationship between law enforcement and the community you were sworn to serve." Patterson was also permanently banned from law enforcement and required to surrender his peace officer certification. The sentence sent a clear message throughout California law enforcement. Evidence tampering would result in federal prosecution and prison time, regardless of years of service or previous record. Patterson's conviction triggered comprehensive reforms throughout Oakland PD and law enforcement agencies across the state. The California Attorney General's Office mandated new requirements for body camera programs, real-time backup to tamper-proof cloud systems, automatic flagging of any deletion attempts, independent oversight of digital evidence integrity. Criminal penalties for evidence tampering. Monica Rodriguez was promoted to Director of Digital Evidence Integrity and tasked with implementing these reforms statewide. Her work on the Patterson case had demonstrated the importance of robust technical safeguards against evidence tampering. The reforms also included mandatory training for officers on body camera protocols and the consequences of evidence tampering. Patterson's case became a cautionary tale used in police academies across the country. 3 years after his wrongful arrest, Marcus Thompson had rebuilt his life and career. He used his civil rights settlement to start his own electrical contracting business and became an advocate for police accountability and digital evidence integrity. Officer Patterson thought he could erase the truth, Marcus told audiences at police accountability conferences, but technology proved that justice can't be deleted. His case study became required reading in criminal justice programs, demonstrating both the power of body cameras to protect citizens and the importance of technical safeguards against evidence tampering. Monica Rodriguez continued her work ensuring the integrity of digital evidence systems, knowing that her technical expertise had played a crucial role in exposing police misconduct and protecting constitutional rights. Derek Patterson served his full sentence and was released after 8 years in federal prison. He was permanently banned from law enforcement and struggled to find employment due to his federal conviction for evidence tampering and civil rights violations. The Oakland Police Department implemented comprehensive reforms in response to Patterson's case, including enhanced training, improved oversight, and stronger technical safeguards against evidence tampering. The Patterson case established important legal precedents about digital evidence integrity and the consequences of evidence tampering. Federal courts across the country cited the case in ruling that attempts to destroy body camera footage constitute federal crimes with serious penalties. Law enforcement agencies nationwide upgraded their body camera systems to include the kind of technical safeguards that Monica Rodriguez had implemented in Oakland, making evidence tampering much more difficult and easier to detect. Marcus Thompson's experience became a powerful example of how technology, when properly protected, can serve as a shield for citizens' rights and a sword against police misconduct. Most importantly, the case demonstrated that in the digital age, the truth has multiple copies, automatic backups, and forensic trails that make cover-ups increasingly impossible. Patterson's belief that he could simply delete evidence of his misconduct reflected an outdated understanding of technology and a dangerous contempt for accountability. His destruction showed that justice in the 21st century increasingly depends on the integrity of our digital systems and the expertise of those who maintain them. The lesson resonates throughout law enforcement. In a world of body cameras, cloud storage, and digital forensics, misconduct leaves electronic footprints that can't be erased by the delete key. Truth may be temporarily hidden, but in the digital age, it's rarely destroyed forever. And for officers who violate their oath, that permanent record becomes the evidence of their own downfall. Because sometimes the most powerful witness is the technology they forgot they were wearing, and the IT specialist who knows how to recover what they thought they'd erased forever.